Assalamu alaikum. How are you all today? So, this is the first topic we will be covering in the 60 days challenge. So, our topic is direct and inverse proportion. Alright. So, how will we go about this? We will be doing questions and we'll be understanding concepts. These questions are a mixture of past papers and book questions. So, let's start. Okay. We have our first question here. When Peter went to Hong Kong, he changed 50 into $616. So 50 pounds into $616. So you would have seen that there are currency questions and they frequently appear in the paper as well. Calculate what 1 British pound was worth in Hong Kong dollars. Okay. So basically for part A, we know pound and dollar. So we know that 1 pound, 50 pounds are for $616. Okay, we need to find 1 British pound. So we will write 1 pound over here and this will be taken as X. Alright, and then always in currency questions we will cross multiply. So this will be 50x equals 616 and then 616 divided by 50. That is $12.32. Okay, now we will look at part B. Now part B says it takes 8 hours for 4 people to paint a room. So hours and let's say men. So 8 hours for 5 people to paint a room. Okay, so basically hours and men are inversely proportional. Now what is the difference between inverse and direct proportion? Direct proportion means that when one quantity increases, the other will also increase in the same ratio. Like a good example will be distance and time. For example, if we keep the speed constant, now speed is that constant ratio. So if we keep the speed constant and we increase the distance, so will the time increase to reach that destination or to cover that distance, given that the speed is same. So that is basically what is direct proportion. Whereas inverse proportion is when one quantity increases, the other will decrease, or when one quantity decreases, the other will increase, again with the same ratio. Like for example, in this part B, this is an example of an inverse proportion question. Because as more people will come to paint the room is same. That is our constant ratio. The rooms, whatever the room's walls area, that is the same. However, if the number of people will increase, the time consumed to paint the walls or to paint the room will be lesser. So in that case, we will straight multiply. So how long would it take? 4 people. So 4 men and X. So we will straight multiply. And then there is another way as well to do it. And I will teach you that way. That is the formula in some other question. So 4 ones are 4, 2s are 5, 2s are 10. So basically, now see, since the people decreased, the time increased. Now the time is 10 hours. Okay. When an object is falling, the air resistance varies as the square of the speed. So air resistance, let's say that the air resistance is by A and the speed is by V. So air resistance, it varies as the square of speed. So now here I will be using the formula method. So basically air resistance is directly proportional to the square of speed, not the speed but the square of speed. So we can take it this way. A is equal to kV square. This is how we write direct proportional quantities in a formula where K is a constant. Okay, at a certain speed the resistance is 30 newtons. Now we don't know the speed, we just know that the resistance is 30 newtons. What is the resistance at twice this speed? Now, let's say A2. because twice the speed, we need to find that resistance. We don't have it. But we don't even know that speed. We just know twice this speed. Right now, when the resistance was 30, the speed was V. So twice of V will be 2V. So let's say that my A2 will be K 2V whole square. Okay, since we are putting this 2V in place of V, so the square would come outside. Okay, so A2 is, let's open this up, 4, 2 square 4, K V square. Now, the good thing is, we already know the value of kV square, that is 30. So we can easily substitute it over here. So our A2 will be 430. That is 120. So my air resistance will be 120 newtons. Let's see B part. Okay, Y is inversely proportional to X. Now here, let me teach you the inverse proportions formula as well. We write it this way. When it says Y is inversely proportional to X, it will be Y is equal to K upon X. And the constant of proportionality will be Yx. Okay, given that Y is equal to 6 when X is equal to 4. So let's find the constant. So constant would remain same for all XY values. 6 4s are 24. Alright. Find the value of Y. Let me put this in the formula. Y is equal to 24 divided by 3. 3 ones are 3, 8s are. So this will be 8. Y is equal to 8. Again, see, this is inverse proportion because my X value decreased, but my Y value increased. Alright, next question. It is given that Y is directly proportional to the square of X and that Y is equal to 1 when X is equal to 1 upon 2. So Y, you can take any method you want. I'm taking the formula over here. Y is equal to Kx square because it is directly proportional to the square of X. Now Y is 1 when X is 1 upon 2 and we can find the K constant. So basically 1 upon 4. K is 4. Alright, K is 4. First we need to find the formula. So we have already found the formula. Y is equal to 4x square. Y is equal to 4x square because our constant of proportionality, the constant K is 4. The value of X when Y is equal to 9. So we have 9 is equal to 4x square. This would become 9 upon 4 is equal to x square. And then we will put an under root over here. Now see, it says values. Why? Because when we put under root, we put a plus minus over here. Please do not forget this. So this will be 1.5 and positive and negative 1.5. Alright. So this is my answer. Alright, let's move to the next question. T is inversely proportional to the square of L. So let's write T is equal to, since capitals are used, so I will also use capitals. Square of L. Given that T is 9 when L is 2, so this becomes 2 square 4. And our K constant will be 36. Formula. So again, this is the formula which we are making. This T and L, since they are variables, they would remain as variables. Only my constant would come. 36L square. T is equal to 36L square. The value of L when T is equal to 25. So 25 equals 36 L square. Let's take L square over there. 36 divided by 25. Again, see, it's saying values because plus minus. So it will be plus minus 6 over 5. and that is 1.2. So plus minus 1.2. All right. Y is directly proportional to the square root of x. Given that y is equal to 12 when x is equal to 36, find the formula for y in terms of x. Okay. Direct proportion to the square root of x. That means k under root x. Okay. So y is 12, x is 36. That makes it under root 36 is 6. So my k is 2. So the formula will be y is equal to 2 under root x. Okay. So I will be using this formula. The y is 10. 10 is equal to 2 under root x. 5 is equal to under root x. And x is basically, we will square both the sides to remove this under root. X is 25. Okay. Now let's look at this question. Y is inversely proportional to x. Given that y is equal to 250 when x is equal to 4, find y when x is equal to 80. Okay, y is inversely proportional. So y is equal to k over x. Y is 250, x is 4. We will find the k through this. So our k is 1000. So y, we need to find y when x is equal to 80. So 1000 divided by 80. And what is 1000 divided by 80? That is 12.5. Okay. Now this is a table question. We need to make a formula for y in terms of x. How we do that? We first read y is inversely proportional to x square. We read this statement. So this statement means that y is equal to k over x square. Now how do we find this k? We will look for the values which are complete. This set is complete. The x value is also present. The y value is also present. So 4 equals k and x is 3. So x square will be 9. So this makes it 9 4s are 36. The k is 36. So the formula will be y is equal to 36x square. Okay. And then find the value of p. So x is 2. So we will just put this 36 divided by 2 square, that is 4. That makes it 9. And then the value of two values of q. So basically, what was the y value? Y value is 1. The formula is y is equal to 36 upon x square. So that makes it 1 is equal to 36 upon x square. So x square equals 36. So the values will be 6 and minus 6 when we put the under root. Okay. Y is inversely proportional to the square of x. So that means y is equal to k upon x square. Y is equal to 48 when x is 1 upon 2. So y is 48. X is 1 upon 2. That makes it 1 upon 4 because it's x square. So if I take that on the other side, so it will be 48 multiplied by 1 upon 4, which is 48 divided by 4, that is 12. So my k is 12, so it will be 12 over x square. The values of x when y is equal to 3. Okay, 3 is equal to 12 over x square. X squared is equal to 12 divided by 3, that is 4. So the values will be 2 and minus 2. Alright, so now since we've done a couple of questions, let's move to questions which are a bit more challenging. So we will do selective questions. to wrap up this topic. Okay, y is inversely proportional to x, and this table shows values. Now, I told you in order to find the formula, we will take the values, which is a complete set. So that will be y is equal to k over x, and our y will be 20, x is 3, that makes it 60. The k is 60, we need to find p. So we will put 60 divided by 4, and that is 15. Okay. Now let's find q. Q is the x value, so now our y is 5. 5 is equal to 60 over x. The constant remains the same. 60 divided by 5, and that is 12. So the value of q will be 12. Now, express m in terms of n. So m is y and x is n. So can I say that it will be m is equal to k upon n, because n is our x. So m is equal to k over n. And what is k? K is 60. So m is equal to 60 upon n. That's it. So when you see letters, you see variables, you just have to plug them. You don't need to get confused even if you're seeing both the variables. They would ask the question accordingly, right? So now let's move to question number 14. Y is inversely proportional to x. Simply means this. Y is 1 upon 5 when x is equal to 20. Now, we will take this 20. It's dividing over here. It will go and multiply over there. 20 divided by 5. K is 4. Okay, find y when x is equal to 7. Sorry, k is 4 and we are supposed to find y when x is equal to 1 upon 7. Now, this 1 upon 7 is dividing. So, 7 will multiply. So, y will be 28. Alright. Let's do the next question. Okay. Before moving towards the next question, here I want to explain you the two graphs. So this is the graph of direct proportion. When two quantities are directly proportional to each other, the graph has to pass from the origin. This is a must. And it will be a y is equal to kx graph. Okay? Like for example, we already have this equation. So the graph will be according to this equation. And over here, the graph will be y is equal to k upon x graph, and the graph will be asymptoting the x and y axis, right? So these are the two graphs of direct and inverse proportion respectively. Let's move to the next question. 21. R is directly proportional to the cube of P. R, K, P cube. When P is 2, that means 2 cube. R is equal to 24 is equal to K, 2 cube. That is 8. So 24 divided by 8. K is 3. So 3P cube. Find the value of P when R is equal to 192. So 192 is equal to 3P cube. So 192 divided by 3, that is 64, and 64 is equal to P cube. So P will be 4, right? Now, which of the diagram below represents the graph of R against P? Now, this is very important. One thing, if it said R against P cube, then it would have been a graph like this one. But no, it's not saying R against P cube, because R and P cube are directly proportional, not R and P. So this will be simply, if we trace the equation, so the equation is R is equal to KP cube, the general equation. So it will be a cubic graph. And clearly diagram 2 is showing us a cubic graph. Okay, moving towards the next question. Question number 19. The cost of the mirror is directly proportional to the square of its width. So let's say cost is directly proportional to the square of width. Width is 40 centimeter and at that time it costs $24. So width is 40. So 40 square, 24. 1600. So that makes the K as 3 upon 200. Because 24 divided by 1600, 4 square 1600 will give us 3 upon 200. The cost of a mirror of width 60 centimeter. So cost is equal to 3 upon 200 and the width is 60. So the square of the width, that it means 6 6 are 36 and the zeros would double 3600. So zeros get cancelled and 36 divided by 2 is 18. So 18 multiplied by 3 will give me 54. So the cost will be $54. Okay, now let's move to question number 24. Alright, given that P is directly proportional to Q, find the value of R. So this is easy. Again, we will take this set. P is equal to KQ. Your Q is 9, P is 27. 27 upon 9, K will be 3. Now when K is 3, your P is 33. That means 33 divided by 3 will give me the R. Simple, 11. Now B. Okay, complete the sentence below describing the relationship between X and Y. Y is inversely proportional to, now we need to find what is actually making up this relation. Is it X, X square, or whatever. Okay, so let's figure it out. So when X is 2, Y is 25. So basically this is an inverse relation, right? And then when X increases up to 10, the Y is 1. Okay, so now let's put these values in the general equation. So general equation for the inverse relationship is Y is equal to K upon X. Now it can be X square or we will have to try. Okay. Now my Y value is 25 and my X value is 2. So if we put this according to this equation, it is coming out to be 50. The K is coming out to be 50. But according to this equation, the K is coming out to be 10. So it cannot be Y is equal to K upon X. Now let's try Y is equal to K upon X square. Okay. Now if we see X square, we would realize that this squared is becoming 4. 2 square is becoming 4 and 4 multiplied by 25, it gives me 100. My K is coming out to be 100. Now over here, 10 squared is becoming 100 and 100 multiplied by 1 is 100. So in both the cases, my K is coming out to be 100. So do you see, do you realize this? Basically, if we put X value 2, my K comes out to be 100 when I put Y 25 and X value is 2. And when I put X value is 10 and Y is 1, my K again comes out to be 100. In both the cases, the K is coming out to be the same. So that means Y is inversely proportional to X square. M is directly proportional to L cube. M is equal to KL cube. How many times larger is M when L is multiplied by 2? So initially M is KL cube, right? Let's see how many times it will become larger. Let's say M new will be when L is multiplied by 2. So in place of L, we will write 2L. So it will become a 2L cube. That will be 8L cube actually. 2L whole cube will give me 8L cube. So K 8L cube. Now you know that KL cube is actually M old. So M new will actually be 8 times of M old. So it will be 8. Alright, let's do 26. y is directly proportional to the square of x given that y is equal to 8 when x is equal to 4. Find y when x is equal to 3. Alright. Y is equal to kx square. Y is 8 when x is 4. So x will become 36. So 8 divided by 36 will give me the k. And what is 8 divided by 36? That is 2 upon 9. So my k comes out to be 2 upon 9. So 2 upon 9, 3 square. 3 square will give a 9. So 9 cancel, y will be 2. Okay? So when x is decreasing, the y is also decreasing. This shows it's directly proportional. P is inversely proportional to Q. It is known that P is equal to 15 for a particular value of Q. We don't know that value. Its inverse proportion to it will be P is equal to K upon Q. And for that particular value of Q, let's say that value is Q on, in terms of a variable. So it's 15 upon K Q. Now, write down the value of P. That means the new value of P. So Pn. When this value of Q is doubled. So this becomes K over 2Q. Now, I can easily write it like this, 1 upon 2 K over Q. Now we already know the value of K over Q. K over Q is 15. So 15 divided by 2. P is 7.5. Alright, now let's do this question. Y varies inversely as the square of x. Y is equal to K over x square. When x is 2, that means 2 square 4, y is equal to 9. So 4 9s are 36. K is equal to 36. So y is equal to 36x square. So when x is 3, 3 square 9. So y will be 4. Okay, when x is equal to n, y is equal to p. Write down an expression for y in terms of p when x is equal to 2n. Okay. So we know that y varies inversely as the square of x. Now we need to replace that with n and p. So x is n and y is p. So that means p is equal to k over n square. But we have to write an expression for y in terms of p when x is equal to 2n. So now in place of this n, it should be 2n. So that y will be, y is k upon x square. Okay, let's put 2n over here. So that would give us the p new k over 4n square. So I can easily write it like this, 1 upon 4 multiplied by k upon n square. K upon n square is already p. So it will be 1 upon 4 p. So this y is actually 1 upon 4 p. Let me write it in a better way. 1 upon 4. Let's say p upon 4. Okay. The last question. Find the equation connecting x and y. We will find this equation with the easier values. These values, y is inversely proportional to the square of x. So x is 2, 2 square, 4. And y is 3. 3 4s are 12. So the equation will be y is equal to 12 over x square. Find the value of p. Okay, p is x and y is 48. My k is 12 and x square. Alright, so 12 divided by 48. That is 1 upon 4 equals x square. So x will be, so the p value basically it will be 1 over 2. Alright, so we have completed the direct and inverse proportion topic over here. I hope you liked the video and learned something new. Thank you.